Blog Talk Radio.
All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Gameplan with me, Chrissy Bogue. This will be my On the Mic segment for Ring Fever. And my date tonight is amateur MMA fighter and one of the nicest, most humble guys I've ever met, James Gonzalez. Let me bring him on the air right now. He's got a big fight coming up tomorrow, so I just want to get him on the line. I know he's eager to get this over with so he can focus on training. All right, James, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. How you doing, Chris?
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
I know you're at your weigh-ins right now, right?
Yeah, I just got done with the weigh-ins. Weighed in at 154. I just got done squaring off with my opponent, and everything's good to go for tomorrow night.
So did you speak with him?
Said hi, usually, I wouldn't talk to my opponent until after I fight him. You could feel the tension in the air, like, beforehand, and people are hungry, people
right.
just got done kind of weight, so no one wants to talk to each other. But afterwards, I'll talk to them. I don't mind. How
did it go? Are you
good,
excited about your fight?
I'm super excited. I have the chance to be. This is the first belt for this particular weight class under this particular promotion that is going to be awarded. So it'll be nice to be the first one to win that belt. Also, I'm going against a legitimate opponent and not just like some regular amateur guy. This guy's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's a kickboxing guy. So he's kind of like the full package a little bit, which is good because I want to test myself. I'm a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I work my striking, and I think it's going to be a good fight. Definitely deserves to be the main event of the night. I'm just
that's right.
ready
You're the main event.
I'm ready for a war, but I hope it's a one-sided war. Yes, it is the main event for the night.
Can you tell everyone first who doesn't know who you are, where you're from, where you train, who your coaches are?
Yeah, sure. Well, my name is James Gonzalez. I was raised in Shirley, on Long Island. My fight team, is under Matt Serra. Like I said before, I'm a brown belt in the amateur training close to 5 years now. This is going to be my fourth amateur fight. I have a record of 3-1. I went the distance with two of my fighters, and I won one by first round submission. This recently passed on, and I lost the unanimous decision to a tough opponent, which we all know is Ryan Castro. We definitely, were able to meet up and have a great fight, and just make it a learning experience. And I think all those fights, together, is going to make a big fight coming up tomorrow. Because my opponent, he hasn't fought before. So, I understand he is an instructor at ECU, BJJ, he's like the head instructor over there. But I don't think he has any amateur MMA fights. So, hopefully, that will make a difference in this fight and give me an edge over him.
So, how is he able to fight for a title if he's never even done any fights at all?
Well, nothing against the guy. He is the head instructor at his gym. He's had his students fight on this promotion before, so it's not like he's just some guy off the street. He knows what he's doing. I'm pretty sure the promoter knows who he is, and a lot of guys don't want to fight me anyway because of the brown belt. I've had a lot of people back out on me before. Not really this promotion, but other promotions I've tried to get into. People haven't want to fight me, and I'm excited that there's people who want to fight me, and I'm not running away because he's a black belt or anything. I'm excited about the test that's getting put in front of me, so I'm going to be there.
How did you get started in jiu-jitsu?
Well, when I was younger, I was always into kung fu action movies, and that was my first thing. I wanted to be like an action superstar. I'm a loser, I know, but and then after the action superstar, when I started growing up, I wanted to, learn martial arts. And then one night I remember I just saw a UFC fight and WEC fights, actually. It was the first thing I saw. And I was like, there were smaller guys fighting. And then I started watching the UFC. And I remember my brother's friend was messing with me one time, and I put him in armbar. I never learned it before. I just was able to, and he was a lot bigger than me. I was like, wow, this works, you know. I got to go learn somewhere. And like I was in high school, and my teacher showed me Kimura. I asked him what it was afterwards. And he's like, oh, it's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I immediately after that, I, you know, looked for the first place on Long Island I could find. And, you know, the first thing that popped up, gym, and I went there for an intro, and that was it. You know, I wanted to be there, and I've been training there for the past 5 years, almost 5 years.
Yeah, well, you're obviously training with the best, Matt Serra. He's awesome. So, what do you feel like you've learned then from training with him?
Well, you know, like one of the quotes in the academy is "Victory belongs to the most persevering." You know, like if you put the work and effort in, you know, you're training as much as you can, you know, you could, and like you don't have to compete, but if you're competing as much as you can and you're doing well, you know, there's always gonna be good things for you, you know. And one thing, you know, I think jiu-jitsu taught me, especially, you know, at the academy, is like you can get at any, as long as you know you learn technique and you're working hard, you can get at any bad situation, you know. So like I think it's really always kept inside my head to be like, I can get out of anything. I don't ever have to be in a bad situation for longer than I need to. So I'm you know, definitely built my confidence. Like also, you know, just working out and getting working with awesome training partners. You know, we have a lot of guys who come cross train from Longos. You know, like Aljamain Sterling and Eddie Gordon and Al
my two
and
favorites.
all the other Ring of Combat fighters. There's no shortage of talent at that school, so, you know, just being over there, you're going to get better and learn and get a feel for the sport, you know?
Absolutely. So, wait, my question was, I almost forgot to ask you, how did you get the name Speedy?
Well, my last name is Gonzalez. It's never.
Speedy Gonzalez. That was the whole thought process.
Yeah, that's really what it came from. Like I really never embraced it. You know, that's what my friends used to call me. Like elementary school, high school, and like I never really had any nicknames. But like I know sometimes people will call me, oh, here's Sensei James or something like that, because I was always showing someone something, so like they were, I guess, mocking me in a way because they thought I know it all or something. But this Speedy Gonzalez is just very cliche and is like something I've always been called. So I finally embraced it. You know, I want to finish fights fast. I want to get fast submissions. I want to be in and be out. You know, even though throughout my career so far I've been in it for the long haul, it lets people know I'm not there to, you know, to wait or stall or anything like that. I'm there to fight, you know, and push the pace.
So what's the training been like then leading up to your big fight tomorrow? How much you've been having to train, work out?
Well, you know, getting the training's hard sometimes because, you know, it is pretty far from me. But, like, you know, when I'm not at Sarah's or if I'm not, you know, practicing, you know, martial arts like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or striking, you know, I'm always doing something other, like whether it's calisthenics or cardio or just thinking about it, you know, or just you know, watching videos of previous performances or even of some of my teammates stuff they do. You know, like I always got it on the mind. So like if you got something on your mind all the time, it's really hard to you know, for it to become rusty or not get good at it. You got to think of it like you're studying for a test, you know, and I'm definitely studying.
So you mentioned, you know, the watching of the tapes. So how big of a factor is it in reviewing your opponent's tapes? Have you watched any of Tito's?
I definitely.
Or he doesn't have any
but
because he's never fought.
He doesn't have any tapes. I have tapes though. I'm not shy, you know. I want my opponent to look me up. I have a bunch of videos on YouTube and online, just you know, like highlight reels or just like of matches. And I'm really not shy. I want a guy to try and figure out how to beat me at what I'm best at, because he's just gonna have to put himself, you know, where I'm good at. You know, like so like besides that, like I'm really not. They respect me enough that they have to, you know, look at my videos. But I train from every position. Like I'm not scared to lose position or I put myself in bad positions to get submission. Like so, I really doubt I'm going to be surprised by anything tomorrow. I just gotta watch out for the headhunter. That's the only thing.
What would you say your biggest strengths are then going into tomorrow?
I think my jiu-jitsu and my cardio is going to be the biggest strength. The striking. He is ranked in Muay Thai, so I can't say I'm a better striker than him, but I do know how to throw down, I guess you could say. Like I'm not going to be scared to punch. I'm not going to be scared to get hit, and I just hope my opponent feels the same way.
So is that something you feel you need to work on, your striking?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I wish I could put as much time. I wish I had as much time to put into my striking as my jiu-jitsu. But I feel comfortable with the hands, Like, I know what my game plan is. Like, same thing with guys who aren't that great at wrestling or jiu-jitsu. They want to stand. They want to stand and trade. Well, like, my strength is my wrestling and my jiu-jitsu. So I want to do that, but I want to stand and trade too. Like, so I feel like if I can close the distance, more power to me.
So that's what I was going to ask you. When going into the cage, do you rather stand with the opponent, or you rather just go right to taking them to the ground?
No. I like getting a feel. Getting hit sometimes is what starts the adrenaline rush. I don't want to just shoot in on a guy and get uppercutted or something like stupid like that. I want to get a feel for the guy's hands, because if I can knock someone out, I want to knock someone out. I want to be able to say, yeah, I have power in my hands. So for the next guy, he's careful. Of course, submitting guys is great. That's my bread and butter. But I want to be, both. I want to be dangerous with my submissions and dangerous with my hands as well. So I'm willing to stand and trade, and I'm willing to go to the ground too. So that's fine. Is
it called stand and bang? That's the term I learned at New York
depending where you are, depending on where you're from.
Term. So
but,
going back to
before
we go ahead.
Mhm.
Your last fight, can you talk about that a little bit? Because that was a good one for you. That's where I met you. Tell everybody where it was, who you fought.
That was at the Sports Arena Complex at MMA Platinum Gloves promotion. I was fighting a guy named Eric. He didn't have a great record, but he was tall, he was muscular, he's a striking base fighter. I was coming off a loss in that promotion to Ryan Castro, which was a good fight. I felt really comfortable going into that fight. My weight cut was good. Not really like it was too much of a weight cut, but like I felt strong. And going into that fight, I opened up with some leg kicks, some body kicks, and worked into the clinch, got a quick takedown, and in the beginning of the fight, he got back up, and I started working my knees, throwing my punches, and then I was ultimately able to pull him to the ground off the cage and submit him with a triangle, which he tapped from, and then he didn't tap, and then I had to finish him again, but you live and learn, with that. You got to wait till the ref pulls you off your opponent before you let go.
And that was that in the first round that you won?
Yes, that was
first round.
in like the last minute of the fight, of the first round. It was, that's when the submission happened.
That was a great win for you. That's where I met you.
Yep. That was a good night.
It was a good night. I was glad I went to that. So you're going to be fighting at the Aggressive Combat Championships 10, right? And this is the longest name of a title I've ever heard in my life. USMTA MBL New York State title. I have no idea what any of that means, James. What does it mean?
I think it means the United States Muay Thai Association, and then the MBL. I'm not 100%. I think it's Muay Barin something, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's like one of the official what's the word for that? Overseers for the fights. I forget the exact word, but It's a belt, and I'm ready to take it.
It's your first title. You're fighting up against Tito Hartz. That's his name, right?
Yes, Tito Maywad Hartz is going to be my opponent. So yeah, and I already got a couple of other title fights lined up after this. So hopefully I can keep the momentum going with a win tomorrow night, and just take Long Island by storm. That'd be great.
Well, do you see any holes in Tito's game besides the fact that he's never had any fights under his belt yet?
I've never seen holes in his game because I've never seen him fight. But even so, I'm more worried about what I need to work on and what I have to do. So whatever he brings to the table, I feel like I'll be ready for it as best as I can be. Even when I compete in jiu-jitsu tournaments or in anything else I've done, professional grappling tournaments, I've never gone in with a straight up game plan because I feel it distracts you from exactly what you want to opportunities that might pop up through the fight. As I continue my career, I might set up specific game plans for opponents like I have before, especially when I become a professional MMA fighter. But for now, I'm sticking to what I got.
Well, how would you describe your fighting style?
I would say it's unorthodox. It's very grappling and wrestling based, you could say. But I like setting up things. If I can set up a takedown off strikes, I'll do it. If I can just shoot in, or if I can stand and trade with someone, that's what I'm gonna do. So I like switching stances and moving around. I like working from the clinch. So I think I'm just an unorthodox fighter right now. I'm sure once I continue to work on my striking, there'll be more of a set name for what I bring to the table.
Do you have a favorite strike or submission to use?
Favorite strike? I don't want to say that yet. In case anyone's
don't want to
listening.
give it away in case Tito's listening.
But all the submissions are my favorite. That's you don't have to. I'm not a one-hit wonder kind of. I know I can submit people from anywhere I'm at, whether it's on bottom, on top, even if I'm in a bad position, I can submit people. So I'm really not worried about anything like that.
What are your ultimate goals in MMA? What are you looking to do?
Well,
in the future,
I wanna, by the end of this year, I want to fight a couple more times at amateur, and then once I'm done at amateur, hoping mid 2016 I go pro, start fighting in New Jersey for maybe Ring Combat or Dead Serious, some of those higher tier promotions. Especially for the professional side of it. And then from there, just rack up wins and do what I like to do and get to the UFC. That's the dream right there. I know if I can do that, if I can get into the UFC, all the stuff that I've been doing right now would be, a thing in the past. So I'm really excited. I'm not doubting myself. I believe in myself. I believe in my skill. And I just want to get into it, There's no more holding back.
I believe in you.
Thank you for believing in me.
I do. I do. I only support the nice ones, James. You're one of them.
Thank you,
Is there
Chrissy.
anybody that you...
I said thank you for thinking I'm so nice. You're nice, too.
Aw, thank you. That was nice of you to say that I'm nice. There's so much love going on this show. I love it. Is there anyone that you want to fight in the future?
Well, I do have some opponents lined up. I know, Jerome and Jerome Bourne, if I win the fight tomorrow night, I'm going to be fighting for the Aggressive Combat Championship title to unify it. So, he's definitely someone I'm going to be, I want to fight. And this good striker from Belmore Kickboxing, his name's Nick Fiore. I have a fight set up with him already. I think it's 100%. So I'm excited to fight those two guys. that, I have just no idea, you know. So the future will tell.
All right, and before we run out of time, I want to go into a little bit. You have a GoFundMe charity. Can you just give a little bit of the background behind that, and then we can let people know where they can go to help you?
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, I have a GoFundMe right now, just only because, like, I am in a bit of a pickle of a situation, you know. I have kids, I have a fiance. Just some things that happened over the past couple of years, like being homeless or in a shelter. And I'm trying to raise money because I don't have the funds to really afford a proper training camp. So, like, if I could get those funds, I know I can, like, commit fully. Like, I'm fighting, like, I don't want to say it because, you know, it's good for my opponents, but, like, I'm fighting kind of with a lack of training. And, like, I've been doing well with a lack of training, you know what I'm saying? And I just know that if I could get a full camp, a full-time everything, I know I can be 10 times better than I am now. And it'll only get better than that, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I have a GoFundMe. You can find it on my Facebook page. It's called MMA Dream Kickstart Project. So if you want to Google it or anything like that, you can definitely find it through there, or the GoFundMe website.
And weren't you saying it would take you sometimes 4 hours to get to class because you had no transportation, or you had to?
Because I don't have a car, so like I used to ride my bike from Bayshore to Huntington, which is a 13-mile one-way. I'll train for 4 hours, 3 hours, and then I'd ride my bike back in like the middle of the night to get home. And like I was doing that 3 times a week. And then, you know, like during the winter time, I'd take a bus all the way from Patchogue because after, you know, the Bayshore thing, like after I had to move, you know, I was taking a bus from Patchogue. So that was like 2.5 hours just to get to class, then doing class for 2 hours, and then I have to leave class early because the last bus would leave at like 9 o'clock, and then I'd, you know, have to get back to Patchogue in time so to, you know, put my kids to sleep. And then, you know, it was just riding my bike. Like this past summer, I was riding my bike from Belport to Levittown, and that's like a 36-mile ride. And, like, I can't do that multiple times a day. And it's really dangerous, you know, like to be, you know, on the road that much with cars, you know. But, you know, I love it. I love it too much. You know, I know I'm good at it.
Right.
I know it's not a waste of my time. It can only better my life to do it. So I will do it, you know. There's no other choice.
Well, that's how
and I'm just
dedicated
happy
you
I
are.
was able to find something I love to do, you know.
Yep, you're dedicated to the sport, and you're dedicated to making your dreams come true. So you're a great example. You're such a stand-up, positive guy, even in spite of all this. Are your kids aware of what you do for a living, that you're a fighter? Are they old enough to realize that?
Well, they're all, like, my oldest is 5 years old, so like they know jiu-jitsu, like, because they, like, I'll wrestle with them sometimes, so they know what grappling is a little bit, but I don't think they have the capacity to understand exactly what I do. But in the coming years, I'm sure they will understand and embrace it, or just be like, Dad, you need to stop doing that.
Would you want your sons to do that? To be a fighter?
Well, I would want them to be a fighter like me. I'm lucky in a sense that I want to be a fighter because I have to and because I want to, you know? Like, it's not like, oh, I got to do this and I really don't want to do it. No, I got to do this and I really want to do it and I love to do it. So if they really want to do it and love to do it, because the reason why I'm doing this is for them, then for all the more power to them. I would love for them to do it. You know, even if I won the lottery tomorrow, if I win $100 million tomorrow, guess what? That's just going to make my life easier to get into the UFC because there'd be nothing holding me back to, you know, not enough training, not being able to get to class, that'll be all gone, you know what I'm saying? So even if I did win all the money in the world, it's still a dream, still something I want to accomplish. And if like, my kids want to do it, definitely, you know, I'll start them in jiu-jitsu just like I was. And then, you know, they could do striking and they could become a champion one day, too. That'd make me happy. Yes.
What does it mean to you to be a fighter? Why is it Why is this such a big dream for you?
Well, I've always had to deal with, like bullied in school, or like I was in like foster homes and group homes when I was younger. 'Cause I've had things happen in my family where I've had to be like removed from my situation. So it's never been like an easy life. I've always had to fight through something. This is just something I feel control over. Like this is something that no one else has control over in my life. It's all up to me. It all comes down to how hard I work and how much I want it. And I was never really given an opportunity like that before. So I'm going to take this and run with it.
Well, you're such a stand-up guy, James. You're a great fighter. I have no doubt that you will fulfill both your dreams, and I look forward to following your career all the way to the UFC. You better let me interview you still when you make it big.
Oh, no doubt, girl.
I'll be there with Ring Fever waiting.
Yes, definitely.
I love the... What?
Yes, definitely. Even leading up to the UFC, we'll definitely get some more time on the air together.
Well, absolutely. I want to interview you after your win tomorrow. I love the picture that you posted just a little while ago at your weigh-ins. You said you can't wait to eat and drink. Is that what I have to do? I have to starve myself to look like you guys?
The first opponent I'm beating up is the refrigerator. So when I get home, so I'm gonna, I'm gonna have to, empty that thing out and, get the wife to make me some chicken parmesan or even make it myself because she might be tired. But I'm ready. I'm ready for tomorrow. I think, and it's time I'm gonna be able to fight a guy my own size too. Every other fight I've been in, I've had to put on weight to fight someone. Like a lot of the guys I fought were cutting from 185 to get down to my weight. Like, really, I should fight at 145, but it's hard to find opponents who want to fight, so I have to go up the weight class. This is going to be my first time fighting where I'm fighting a guy who's closest to my weight, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be an advantage for me.
Yeah, didn't you say he weighed in, though, a little bit more than you just now?
Oh, that was a half count. That's really nothing.
Oh.
No, but like past opponents, like I would fight them at 165 for the weigh-ins, and that was like day before. Then when they get into the ring, they're like 185, 190 pounds, ready to go. So I've always been at a disadvantage, but I think it's made me a stronger fighter. It's made me better. So I'm ready for anything.
I can hear it in your voice. I know you're ready. I know you're going to win. Do you know where people can go to buy the tickets for tomorrow? And where is it at again? It's at York College.
Yes, it's in York College in Jamaica, Queens, at the gymnasium. The website is aggressivecombatchampionships.com. You can buy your tickets on there, or you can go online on Facebook and either look up the promoter, Eugene Perez. He has the link exactly, where you can get your tickets, or you can just type it in Aggressive Combat Sports or Aggressive Combat Championships on Google, and it'll take you right there.
And what time is the fight start?
The doors open at 6 o'clock. The event starts at 7. I'm the main event, so I'm probably not going to be fighting till, between 10 and 9 and 10:30. So, depending if guys are finishing their opponents, the fight could be earlier during the night, or if, every fight goes to decision, it could be later during the night. But either way, I'm ready. I'm good.
Text me and let me know after you win tomorrow. Maybe I'll race over there with my portable mic to interview you. We'll do an
definitely
interview.
That would be great. I would not mind that.
All right, well, listen, James, good luck tomorrow. I know you don't even need the luck because you have Sarah's team behind you, so I have no doubt that you're going to crush it. And do you have any final words that you want to say to anyone? Or?
Well, either whoever's listening or whoever's not listening, I just want to thank my training partners for working with me, especially, Aljo and Eddie and Quinta, Jason Rao, all those guys, and, just to name a few, but all the guys down at Sarah's, since they met, just, for giving me the opportunity, giving me the skills that I have and pushing me every week, that means a lot. And, I got to thank my boy Ryan for, pushing the pace with the cardio over the past 3 weeks. We've been hitting the gym and really, been each other's competitive rivals this week for
That's
for
Ryan
training
Lewis
and doing the
Castro,
weight cut. Yes, Ryan Castro. He's a good, it's happened with my sensei too. He fought Chris Lytle. They had a war, and they respect each other. They're really good friends, and I would just guess from being around Sensei Matt, I would have the same. I would emulate him in the same way. You got to have respect for someone who pushes you and makes you a better fighter. So I got respect for my boy Ryan. He's a good guy, and just like I have respect for my whole team, because they push me every week. I train, and it just prepares me for not just in the cage but in life. So I'm just grateful.
And really quick, what has it been like to work with Eddie Truck Gordon, Al Jameen, Iaquinta?
Well, they're like, those guys are like top tier, like they're the closest I can get right now to tasting the UFC, and I'm telling you, it's good wine, you're not going to get training like that. Hey, if you're on Long Island, even if you're not on Long Island, if you can make it to Matt Serra's gym or Ray Longo's Law MMA, we're going to be the number one team in the world soon. It's just a matter of time.
Absolutely.
And, you get so many guys who want to compete at a high level, and just the atmosphere of the school and the academy is like, you're not going to get better than that. And everyone's always willing to everyone get better, so definitely take a pop into either the Huntington or Levittown location or shoot down to Garden City at Law MMA and get your work in,
Absolutely. They're the best.
Yes, sir.
They're the best of the best.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
You're in a good – did you call me man?
I said yes, ma'am, or yes, ma'am.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, thanks, James. You're calling me old. That's great, guys.
Happy birthday again, by the way.
Oh, thank you. That was very nice of you. I don't want to give out my age, but it's up there, James. I'm up there. All right, so I can't wait to talk back to you tomorrow and find out that you won. It was such a pleasure in speaking with you. I mean, I love you now. You're one of my favorites as well. So
yeah, awesome.
I can't wait to see you keep going.
Thank you. Thank you for all the support and taking time out of your night to talk to me and get to know me a little better, Chrissy.
What, hon?
I just wanted to thank you, and I'll speak to you tomorrow, and hopefully I got high hopes to win the fight, so I'll give you a call after I win.
Not high hopes. You're believing that you will win, because you will. But no, really, thank you for taking the time, because you're the one getting ready for a fight tomorrow, so I appreciate you taking the time out right now to speak to me.
All right, well,
so have a good night, James. Go.
Yes, be safe, get home safe, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, good luck with the fight against the refrigerator.
Oh, yes. All right, have a great night.
All right, I hope you get that victory, chicken parm. You deserve it.
Yes, miss. All right, bye.
All right, good night, James. So, again, everyone, that was James Gonzalez out of Sarah PJJ. And, again, you can go see his fight tomorrow at Aggressive Combat Championships 10. That's for the U.S. MTA MBL New York State title. This is his first title he's going for. And he'll be facing Tito Hart. That's at York College. And if you do want to get tickets, you can get them at AggressiveCombatSportsMMA.com. And then also, if you do want to help out James with his GoFundMe, it's GoFundMe.com/LTKXZ. So any little bit would help to help this guy continue to pursue his dream as a fighter. Thank you all for listening. Hope you have a wonderful week. And again, this was Chrissy Bogue with Date Night with Chrissy Bogue for the next segment for Ring Fever. Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye.